So again, we are out today on Field Trip Tuesday. It's not as cool as Field Trip Friday, but we are out and about at the middle school community center area of Mill Valley working on our skills. So we've got tons of kids walking around for PE. So we want to make sure we have really high value treats as we're working on our foundation exercises. Go. And we've got a group of kids coming up here, so I want to come up with a game plan before, always looking around at my environment, figuring out what I'm going to need to do. I could do, when at high levels of distraction, what we call a attention walk, where I walk backwards and the dog walks towards me. I could step on my leash and touch. Oh, no, that's okay. Okay, so if she's too nervous to even work on Rosie, there you go. So here's a perfect example of if she's too, this whole group of oncoming kids was a little bit too much for her. So she couldn't even focus. She kind of shut down a little bit. So that's a perfect time for me to work on what I call that attention walk, where I just walk away. I get the dog to not face the distraction. I walk backwards. So kids are walking towards this dog, whatever it is that's scaring the pup, and we're spooking him a little bit. And then I just treat as I walk backwards until I can refocus the dog. Touch, touch, touch. Very nice. So what that does, we tend to want to, the official term is called flooding. We tend to want to socialize in a way that's not always appropriate by putting the dog in a scenario where there's lots going on, thinking, oh, she'll get used to it, she'll come around and this will be all fine. But a lot of times those theories backfire because we flooded the dog to the point where it's just too overwhelming for them and the stress level goes too high. So we want to be careful and always watch our puppy to see their reactions. If I feel like something's too much for a dog, what I need to think is distance. I need to back that dog away from that stressor enough so that I can get the dog to refocus on me. Therefore, what I'm doing is the dog is still absolutely aware of whatever that stressor is, but I've gotten them to a distance where they feel comfortable enough that they can refocus on me, and I'm pairing lots of positive reinforcement with that. So that's really important to think about in any scenario with any dog at any age, is making sure that we're exposing them to things, but not in a way that's going to do damage. So that's a 30-second description of a very complex behavioral scenario, but that's what you want to keep in mind. All right, good job, Rosie.
Sorry, no.
Good job. Very nice. All right. We are working this week on expanding on our go to your place cue, which when I was looking very carefully, because when we first started this exercise, Rosie decided that that mat was a pee place, so we had to switch it out. Just want to make sure she wasn't going to repeat that. So when I am teaching this exercise, I really want to utilize like a blanket or a towel that I can, everybody's very invested in this. I want to use a blanket or a towel that I can pick up and put away when I'm not using. Eventually, go to your place will be any place that I pick, I point to, or a specific bed, but for right now, I want it to always be a place that tons of value is created for, and that the dog knows exactly what's gonna happen when we get on that mat. So Rosie right now, let's go ahead and pan over to her. She's obviously super interested. So first thing I'm gonna do is get her attention. Rosie, come! Yes, so good to be able to run away from all her friends. Good job. And go to your bed. Go to your bed. Yes. Yes. She knows, because we worked on this, that go to your bed means get on your mat and lie down. Okay. And then always using my release cue, okay, at the end. Rosie, go to your bed. Yes. Yes. Very good. So at that last repetition where she kind of came over here and then I didn't reward her and then she scooted herself over, that's a really good indication to me. She knows she's supposed to really be on that location. Okay? Touch. I can do touches to let in between, to build that, more value for that. Hey, go to your bed. Yes, good girl. Good girl. A place cue is so important because if we can really drive this home, it can be a great tool for when you have friends over, or you want to be outside, or even go to a restaurant and take your dog there. We can bring their little towel, just put it on the ground. We've built so much value for having your dog be on there and get rewarded and stay there. So to me, this is one of those, over here, come on, down. It's one of those exercises that I feel like is really invaluable as you move on. So work on this a lot over the weekend. All right, good job.